Hello, hello everyone! Welcome back to the western front of Mordor. We are currently looking at some Gondorian lands here. Dawndeath is actually going to move to the bridge here, and he is going to wait for his catapults to arrive. And then from there, he will continue to push towards... I'm not exactly sure yet. I think what I want to do is actually keep an eye on what Harad is doing. Holy shit, they've actually got quite a large force outside Tarnalst. I think I would like for them to smash themselves against maybe Dol Amroth, if at all possible, and then we can swoop in and take it. Because Ethrang and Calimbel are not really too exciting. The only thing is if I head south, southwest towards Dol Amroth, then that kind of leaves Arnak open to attack from this half-stack that is in Ethring, or whatever forces happen to appear from Calimbel, Eric, and whatever lands lie further to the west. So we're at a bit of an impasse here, but like I said, we'll keep an eye on the stacks of Harad here. Dawndeath still has to wait for his unit of catapults anyway, so it's not a huge deal. In Arnak, we are still waiting for our culture. We're at 16%. We can build a practice range, which will allow us to recruit Orc Archers. I think we already have a practice range in Minas Tirith, however. Yes, we do. And speaking of Orc Archers, I was going to recruit a few more missile units for Hormrath's army, because I think missile superiority would be good to have when you're fighting against a cavalry-based army, because then you can loose arrows at the enemy from afar. Especially cavalry, because they seem to be quite weak to missiles. It appears that massive stack of Rohirrim has disappeared for some reason, so now Hormrath has nothing to fear. Although I don't really trust that. For all I know, they could be hiding in the bushes somewhere that we didn't exactly look. Captain Fulor is beginning to march towards Thornburg, which is a little worrying. But let's not get to the north yet. Let's continue with Hormrath. I think what Hormrath needs to do is march forward a tiny bit at a time here. I don't seem to be finding any Rohirrim, so we'll attack Captain Fulgar right outside this fort, and we shall do a night attack and automatically resolve. Look at that, we killed a bunch of Rohirrim, pushed them back, and now we can once again claim this fort. And holy shit, we get free upkeep on Hormrath, as well as a unit of Uruks. That is fucking fantastic. So we're looking at an income of like 4,000 gold coins per turn now. So we'll leave Hormrath in this fort for now. He can guard against any incoming armies of Rohan, and we'll wait for, like I said, some missile units, maybe some stronger spear and halberd units. That would be great. For example, these Uruk halberds that Adju is currently holding on to. And okay, well there is that army of Rohan. Captain Aldwulf has actually marched south, and now he is a turn or two away from Minas Tirith, so that's not too good for us. I didn't really see that coming, but what can I say? I suppose we can try to reinforce Minas Tirith as best we can. No, it's not going to happen. This unit of Uruk halberds would have been good to have for the defense of Minas Tirith, but what can you do? What can you do? We have further reinforcements coming from the Osgiliaths. Leglig is going to turn around to bring these units back from Minas Morgul. We got a unit of Uruks, some raiders, and that's... No, there's a unit of Orc Band as well that we can take. Very good. We can recruit a unit of Orc Band in East Osgiliath to recoup that lost garrison unit. Now, in the north, we have a unit of Uruks and a Ballista still continuing on northward. We are retraining a bunch of units in Barad-dûr, for example, a lot of Orc Maulers and Morning Guard. Nurnen is still upgrading, 2 turns away. We can recruit probably another unit of Orc Raiders in Cirith Ungol. I think I'm going to open the floodgates to recruitment here. We'll do maybe 2,000 gold per turn, 2,500 gold per turn. That gives us another 1,500 gold to play around with vis-a-vis recruitment. Anyway, the Chieftain of Isengard is dead. I don't know who the Chieftain is at this point, or what their name is, or anything. I have no idea. So, to hear that the Chieftain is now dead, not super great. Oh my goodness. 1250 to recruit a unit of great spiders, but that's pretty cheap, actually. The upkeep of 350 is what we're looking at here, and my god, we have a unit of great spiders, and I guess they're like cavalry, I don't know, but Langef has now, he has got what he has come for, and he's going to turn around and head to Thornburg. Holy shit. Okay, we have another candidate for adoption. It's Zagduf, trying to adopt Muzrad for some reason. End of turn. Harad is most advanced, of course. We have a new mission, which is quite interesting, to actually assassinate Kiruin the Profane in the hills of southern Athelion, or rather North Athelion, my mistake. I don't think we're going to complete that mission because our assassins... Well, no, to be fair, our assassins don't really have any missions right now. We have an assassin outside of Minas Tirith, and let's see what his chance is. No, he's only got a 5% chance, that is, to kill Kiruin, who is 74 years old, and he is going to die any day now, so I'm not going to bother. Oh my god, he's got a Mordor blade, Mordor armor, that he has probably taken from, obviously, all the orcs that have come his way. He's just pulled the armor off their dead carcasses, which is pretty grisly. We've got another spy heading north, and I think what I'm going to do with Lug here, who pretty much is just, seriously, it's just a sphere of metal, that's his head. I think we'll scout around the north of Rohan, northern Rohan, rather, and, you know, southern Mirkwood, or whatever the Sylvan lands are called. I'm not really sure. The woodlands, the southern woodlands. Speaking of, we're still not really seeing much activity from the elves. Captain Edeniston is in the north. He's got a large stack of elves, but we also have Captain Rainian in the south, and those are the only armies we've seen of the elves so far. So we could potentially take the fight to them, as I've said in the past. Not a bad idea, but what we're going to do right now is we're going to pull all of our men out of Malgalad. We're going to grab... Oh, what the hell is that? A grain exchange. That's right. We can build a grain exchange in Malgalad for 600 gold, which will increase trade by 3 points. And you know what? We may as well... Whatever. Okay, we'll get Dwarf to attack Fulor here. We can do a night attack to make it even better. Fulor's army is not too bad. It's mostly sword and axe units, it appears. Not very many spear units. 2 units of scouts, nothing we can't handle. It's a captain, so we should be able to break them quite easily with our catapults and trolls. But you know what? Let's get into the battle map here. I'll see you guys then. Alright, here we go. Immediately I'm going to grab my troll catapult, trying to get them to fire. Oh my god, apparently they can fire from all the way over here. I'm going to reform my lines then, get my scouts involved a little bit. Dorvois on the right flank. He is going to move into a skirmishing position, and of course defend my flanking force on the right from incursion from Rohirrim. Specifically their cavalry forces. I've got my trolls on the left flank as well, and they're going to be defended by a unit of Uruk halberds I have on the left. And these guys, they have a pike wall ability. I'm not sure if I've pointed that out in the past, but they have a pike wall ability, so I can imagine it would be quite good to have these guys interwoven in my spear lines, and they can further defend from, you know, charging infantry. Like, these Orc Band are not bad. If I could do a kind of checkerboard thing between Orc Band, Morning Guard, and these halberds, I'm sure that would be a strong line. The Morning Guard can probably hold, and the Uruks can probably advance with their halberds. But you know what? We are beginning to roast the Rohirrim with our catapults. I would rather focus on their cavalry, however, so I'm going to get my catapults to move forward. I don't know where the remainder of the enemy army is. Somewhere in these trees, of course. So I'm going to get Dwarvois to move and do a bit of scouting, and while he is doing that, we're going to speed this match the fuck up. My trolls are now in the middle of my spear lines, unfortunately. That's quite fine. This army is quite chock full of spears, and that is ideal for what we are currently facing, that is the Rohirrim. You'd think they'd have a lot more cavalry, but that is not the case. I would like Hormrath's army to have pretty much just as much spears, maybe some more halberds, just to deal with any cavalry and heavy infantry we tend to come across. For example, these axemen are quite heavy. I think they've got axes which will cut through our armored units. I would like to attack this unit of axemen with Dwarvois. Perhaps we can get these scouts to pull out of their position. That would be fantastic. We've actually got a unit of archers moving forward on the left here, and I'm not sure what to do with that. We'll sick our scouts after them, I think, and we'll continue to kite with Dwarvois, or, you know, skirmish, whatever. We're going to charge into the flank of this unit of axemen, and holy shit, that was quite a good charge. But we have to retreat immediately because these axemen will probably begin to cut through our units. We are now beginning to fire at these archers, who are, luckily enough, for them that is, within tree cover, so we're going to have an issue killing them with our units. But look at that, we did a fair amount of damage there with Dwarvois, and we're going to retreat out of range of their units and just continue on. I think I'm going to have to pull not my Uruks, but my units of raiders forward to fend these guys off. Might as well just move my line forward, actually, all of my lines. My scouts can probably stay where they are as my lines move. My right flank is going to have to come all the way around like so, as the Rohirrim are so far from said flank. I think Dwarvois is going to get into a skirmishing position, or a kind of like a moment of opportunity position in the rear there, and he's going to try to roast these scouts. Speaking of roasting scouts, I'm actually going to target the main body of their infantry, because I don't think my catapults are accurate enough to do enough damage to their scouts, so I'm sure we could do a lot more damage with our catapults aimed there. Speaking of trolls, our trolls are now advancing on the left flank a little bit. Let's speed up here, get our scouts to fire into the heart of their infantry formations as well. Get my spear line to align with their lines. Get my flanking forces into position. I can probably get my raiders to advance a little bit under the tree cover. Lovely. Supported by those Uruks, of course. It appears that Dwarvois has been charged by a unit of scouts, and we've killed the captain immediately in that charge. Their light cavalry was no match for Dwarvois. And holy shit, we've lost a few Númenóreans, but the fact that we're charged, I'm not really seeing it. I'm actually going to charge ahead with my spear line and meet these assholes, because their general has fallen and now is the time to strike. My raiders are going to have to push on the left flank and see what there is to see. My catapults are continually firing, I would say, but like I said, Dwarvois is once again going to get into a place of opportunity there. It appears that we are beginning to take casualties in our spear lines, unfortunately. Let's see, what can I tie up? I can tie up all of these units of Rohan with my spears, but I don't want to engage exactly with my spears versus these axes and whatnot, so I'm going to try to encircle the Rohirrim with my stronger units, and then try to tie them down with my spears if need be. They're not really attacking, so that's lovely for me. I don't know where their scouts are either. I'm going to pause it and take a look around. Okay, there's a unit of scouts. I think that's the unit we already routed. The right flank, there's nothing on the right flank. It's all of our raiders. That's all it is. Okay, so we're going to attack these swordsmen with our raiders and these archers with my raiders, and I'm going to get my trolls to flank. Oh, look, there's a unit of scouts right there. My trolls can deal with them. I'm going to move ahead with my Uruks, and they can deal with those units as well. I'm going to move in my right flank a little bit, like so. Get my center of my line to advance. There we go. My scouts are still firing, and I'm going to get Dwarven to charge into the heart here. And boom, there we go. We have initiated combat with these assholes, and my trolls are tearing through their scouts, and they are wavering already. But once that unit breaks, we can charge into the rears of this unit here. Well, not a specific unit, but into the rears of these units, and boom, we've initiated even more charges, and we have got a massive encirclement going. I'm gonna cease all missile fire. Look at that. Dwarven is charging to battle. He just tore through all of these Yorlings. My trolls have now routed those scouts, it looks like, and they're going to charge into those archers. And my raiders are going to consolidate, I think, into the mass. Look, my god. We've just routed the entire army pretty much, and we took very minimal casualties. Holy shit. I gotta say, this was a master stroke on my part. A massive win. Now we just have to chase all these assholes down. Looks like Dwarven is on the archer duty. My trolls are going to have to knock out as many of these assholes as we can. For example, these axemen we can take care of. I don't know who is still in the battle. I think it's actually this unit of Yorling archers, and if I do a Nazgul... so loud. If I do a Nazgul Screech, that will actually halt all the units. I didn't realize that would halt all the units as they begin to infight. That's quite handy, actually, when we're trying to chase down fleeing units such as those Yorling archers. I don't know how we're doing on the capturing front. I think we're tearing through these armies, units rather, and it's really unfortunate that we don't have more cavalry, but our trolls are doing their best. They're doing their very best to make up for what we lack in cavalry. But anyway, I'm going to charge down, like I said, these prisoners. That was a well-fought battle. I'm patting myself on the back right now. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. Anyway, as usual, I'll see you guys on the campaign map with the stats. Holy shit, we only lost 100 orcs there, and we captured 770 Rohirrim. My goodness. Now, I don't think I'm going to ransom these guys, as we don't really need any lump sum gold right now, as we've built the majority of the large buildings that we need. So I think we'll actually execute all these guys. Fucking shit, yeah. So, like I said, the ransom value is 3,300 gold coins, and we don't need that. So we're going to execute all of those men, send that army back to Rohan, head in their hands, and then from here, I don't really know what to do. Should we send Dwarven north? I think we'll actually keep Dwarven hanging around Malgalad. Return these units to Malgalad. Maybe retrain a few, yeah. There we go. Let's retrain a few orc bands in Malgalad while we can. And then we'll wait for those spiders. We'll give them to Dwarven, of course. And then I think we can keep an eye on the north. I think we don't want to attack the Sylvans whilst our peace treaty is in place. And I think we can probably keep an eye on them for a few more turns to see where their armies are, and then we can make our move against Dol Guldur. Even then, I'm not really sure if we need to declare war on the Sylvans quite yet. Maybe we can push into Rohan with Dwarven if need be. I think Hormarath, we've been outmaneuvered with Hormarath, unfortunately. He was going to take out Captain Aldwulf and then march and try to do some skirmishing on the borders of Rohan, but it's not looking good for us at this point in time. We do need to do a bit of retraining in Minas Tirith. We can actually recruit a unit of orc archers in Minas Tirith as well for Hormarath's army when the time comes. Let's see, Minas Tirith is currently at 55% culture, not bad. Okay, you know what? I think we are very nearly ready to end the turn here. All of our spies have moved. Our assassins, well, one of them has at the very least. Let's see, assassin. We've got Mabeg in Karendros. Yeah, he is moving, and then Gorthak in Anorian. Yeah, we could potentially get Gorthak to No, wait a minute. Gorthak is a fucking spy, my god. Muslug is in Dor Ernil, what a fucking name. And we can have oh shit. Looks like Harad has already besieged Ethring. Unfortunately, back here is supported by another army of Harad. Hirlun is apparently a target for Muslug, so let's see what we can do. 5%? No. Captain Bernivian? No. Apparently, assassination is very hard in the Third Age, I'm discovering. Okay, but Harad is now taking Ethring, so I think we can try to get Dawn Death to march towards Dol Amroth. And I think we'll get Dawn Death to march ahead of his catapults, and they'll meet up with us as we besiege Dol Amroth for a few turns, I think. Try to soften it up as much as possible. We can't actually recruit any mercenaries either, unfortunately. But I just want to get to Dol Amroth before the Haradrim get any ideas. So, like I said, we'll have to wait for our catapults. I think that's about it for this turn. Yes, let's end the turn here. Hope that Captain Aldworth doesn't attack Minas Tirith, because I don't know if we'd be able to hold it unless there are garrison scripts in place, which I don't think there are. I think garrison scripts really only apply to the AI. Yeah, only AI, unfortunately. Okay, let's end the turn here. So Aldwulf has made his way into the fields of Pelennor here. And he has basically taken the fight to all of my little reinforcement armies here, unfortunately. But that's just fine, because we can consolidate these units into Adu's army, and then Adu can support Hormwrath when he arrives within a turn or two, which is not too bad at all. We do have to beat through some armies of Rohan before we arrive in Minas Tirith, but now we have quite a little army in Minas Tirith to defend. Hopefully, Aldwulf doesn't go after Osgiliath. That would really suck. That would suck really hard. Speaking of Osgiliath, we have 2 units of Orc Scouts to head to Osgiliath, and then, of course, forward to Minas Tirith. Yeah, our profits about now, we're looking at 3,000 per turn, so we have another 500 gold coins to mess with. We've built some... What the hell was that? Like a garrison quarters? We built garrison quarters in West Osgiliath, which allows us to recruit Orc Raiders, which is pretty good. Pretty good. We can now reinforce and retrain Orc Raiders in West Osgiliath if need be. Not too bad. We have recruited a few more units. Kirthungul has a unit of Raiders that can go to the front lines. Escorted by... Well, they don't need to be escorted anymore. Arthdor has... Well, my mistake. It's Narinivian. Narinivin has marched north to meet up with Ufzag for some reason. I don't really trust Ufzag. Pizza Face Ufzag looks like he may have just been bribed by Narinivin, and he's going to turn against us at the slightest whim. You know what? These ballistas aren't really necessary to give to Dwarf. Well, I think I went over this last episode. We'll leave the Troll Catapult in Malglad, for example, and then we can give Dwarf the ballistas when he's about to fight field battles, perhaps? I don't know. I think the Troll Catapults do quite well in field battles. They're not too shabby at all. So we'll get Hormwrath to beat back Captain Aldwulf, and I think I'll station him in this fort as his army gets stronger. Dawn Death is currently marching towards Dol Amroth. There's huge amounts of support from Harad all around. It looks like Captain Muthana here is going to try to take Dol Amroth. He's going to try his luck, and that's okay. Oh my god, Lord Imralhil. Of course, a named character from the lore, I believe. Imrahil, Lord of Dol Amroth, and apparently he's still alive and kicking, and I don't want Captain Muthana to be the one to kill him, so we'll have to wait for Muthana to tire his army out and tire his army out as they smash against the walls of Dol Amroth, and then we can swoop in to take the place from Harad, who is doing quite well in scooping up as many of these Gondorian territories as they can. I think we can... No, we still cannot recruit any units in Arnak. And thinking about it, there will not be any units in Arnak for, like, many fucking turns, so that's unfortunate, because Arnak could probably use some garrisoning right about now, because it looks like Harad has been knocked back from Ethring, and now there's Luin is outside of Ethring, and he could possibly build an army and march on our lands, unfortunately. But let's see what's going on in the north. Languf is returning from Thornburg with the spiders. Wonderful. Gorshag is going to chase... Who is this again? Captain Edeniston. Northwards to Bjorn's Halls, where we can see that there is yet another stack of the Sylvans. It's Captain Varian. So we've got 2 or 3 large Sylvan stacks, unfortunately. I was really... Oh my goodness, there's yet another 3, 4 Sylvan stacks. And the other one is probably in Keres Galadin. So we'll have to grab our spy, who is Lug. Here he is. He's going to march past... what is this? Now it's Tirith Anduin. He's going to march past Tirith Anduin and then head a little bit north and keep an eye out for that stack. Just because I'd like to have even further notice as to when the Sylvans are marching on our territories. And yet again, I think this is pretty much the end of the turn. We have 2,700 gold coins to play with, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't think we need to spend any money. Nurnen will be upgraded next turn, and I'm excited to see what Nurnen will bring. So you know what, let's end the turn yet again. Dwarvois, yeah, he's ready to go outside of Malgalad. Yeah, may as well end the turn here, no problem. So Harad has requested we assist them in this battle. I can't really see what's going on, though. It looks like there's a Gondorian army, and Dawn-Death is right there, so we can assist, and I think we may as well. I would really rather get a better idea of who we're attacking, but if we crush this Gondorian army, that I think then this army will march. Assumedly, this is the army that is marching towards Dol Amroth, so assumedly this army will march on Dol Amroth, try to weaken them a bit, and then maybe not be strong enough to take it. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to jump into this battle here and assist Harad as much as we can. I don't really know what just happened there. We agreed to assist the armies of Harad, I think, and nothing happened. I thought we would join in the battle. Maybe it's an auto-assault? Auto-resolve, perhaps? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to immediately decline this adoption and take a look at what the fuck is going on with Dawn-Death. Dawn-Death is finding the road blocked by Cathor. Unfortunately, a strong army of Gondor. So what we'll do is grab Luglun, and he can take a look at the roads to Dol Amroth, and we can see that they are fraught with massive Gondorian stacks. So we'll pull Dawn-Death probably back to Tarnost until we get a little bit of support from Harad. Like I said, we want to keep it. Oh my goodness. Hirluin has built quite an army outside of Ethring, of course, and that's a little worrisome. So we'll grab Mauler to keep an eye on them. Muzzlug is useless, and yeah, there's no chance of him killing anyone at all. We'll grab Mauler, and he's going to keep an eye on, just in case the armies of Gondor decide to get fresh with good old Arnak. We can always turn right around and march towards Arnak if need be, if Hirluin is to get fresh. But like I said, we have a massive amount of support available in Tarnost. We just have to see what Harad is doing and, you know, deploy Dawn-Death accordingly, unfortunately. We now have a massive amount of coins. Nurnen is upgraded, and we can pretty much build to our heart's content in Nurnen. Unfortunately, there is really nothing worthwhile to build in Nurnen. Unfortunately, we can't even turn taxes higher because there's nothing pleasing the people in Nurnen. We can build an administration, which would increase public order by 10%. That's not too bad. We can build a dungeon, which does nothing, a Temple of Melkor, which does nothing. Well, it increases population growth, but I don't think that's really of concern. Let's see, a fairground will increase trade by 10 gold. That's not really worthwhile. I think we can probably build an administration, and that will reduce corruption by 30 gold, increase public order. Perhaps we can turn taxes even higher in Nurnen. Possibly, I don't know. Nurnen, a bit of a letdown, unfortunately. I thought there was going to be a bunch of economic buildings we could build there, but no. Speaking of, we've got a grain exchange in Malgalad, and that is also a massive letdown. It doesn't appear like that has really helped with anything. Let's turn the taxes even higher in Malgalad. Actually, do we want to promote population growth in Malgalad? Is that something we're interested in? Yeah, it's a matter of like 200, 300 gold coins. So that's what we'll do. We can encourage population growth in Malgalad because we only need 4,000 gold until Malgalad gets stone walls, I believe. Or, well, it gets larger walls once it becomes a large town, that is. And I would rather that. You know what? Let's try to use our Palantir. Boom. I think it's F3. Okay, we can use the eye, and we'll use it to. Let's view anywhere. Let's see what that does. Okay, we're in Mordor for some reason, and we're heading south, which is really shitty. And if we hover around, we can see that the Palantir is actually an invisible agent on the field. Kind of interesting, the scripting involved there. This is really useless. Nothing is being shown that is of worth, unfortunately. So, this has been a complete wash, unfortunately for us. Okay, so that was pretty lame. It looks like Captain Aldwulf is blockading our ports. Is that something he's doing? I don't know. Our armies in Minas Tirith are currently under threat of assault from this captain, and Hormarath is going to have to charge down south to deal with said threat, aka Captain Aldwulf. I've just noticed that there's Captain Wolf here, another damaged stack of Rohirrim. Quite a weak army, I would say. It's a full stack of cards, but it looks like only half a stack on the banner, so you can... It's safe to say that these units aren't... No, the majority of them are just fractured, so that's wonderful. Hormarath is going to have to march south and defeat Captain Aldwulf, and then immediately turn around and head north, unfortunately. We can't even reinforce Hormarath's army from our units in Minas Tirith because they are blockaded inside by Captain Swefrid here. So Hormarath will have to deal with that eventually. Dwarf is pretty much firmly planted outside of Malgalad. I don't think we need to move him anytime soon. We'll get Laguf to escort these spiders to Dwarf though. Just when I fucking said that Dwarf was rooted to this place, he's immediately marching north to collect those spiders. My god, I am a massive liar. Gorshag will now head south and keep an eye on Dol Guldur, I would say. We want to really keep an eye on how strong the garrison of that town is, because that is our target eventually. I really don't know when we will attack Dol Guldur, but we have a spy. Here he is. Lug is going to cross the Anduin River at the gates of Argonath, statues of Isildur and Anarion. And then I suppose we can pretty much end the turn yet again. But instead of playing another turn, I don't think we'll have time. I think I'm going to end the video right here. So as always, everyone, thank you for watching. Well, actually, you know what? Let's divvy up our units here. We'll give a unit of Maulers and Morning Guard to Door of Law, and then the remainder of these units can obviously head towards Minas Tirith. But, like I was saying, everyone, thank you for watching. Always deeply, greatly appreciated. I just noticed that we've hit 1,000 subscribers, actually, just the other day, which is unbelievable. I've been told many times, or I've read many times, actually, that the first 1,000 subscribers is the hardest, and it's taken a while. It's taken, I think, like a year and a half to get 1,000 subscribers, but I just want to thank you all for your support. I don't really know what I'm going to do to celebrate, you know, via videos, or maybe some kind of fan appreciation thing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sleep on it So, I don't know. I'll tell you guys at a later date what we're going to do for our first 1,000 subscribers celebration, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, you know what, everyone? Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next video.